It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
And joining us now, John, here on Katz and Cosby, is Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne from the great state of Texas. And Congresswoman, it's great to have you here. We've just been talking about these enormous threats that are happening to our homeland, these huge high-profile cases. And what does President Biden do? He comes out with a plan to give more amnesty to make the border more open. What, are you just shaking your head?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, look, Biden could not have given a clearer signal that he really believes the future of America. The future of America, the permanent Democrat power, comes through vast illegal immigration and turning them into citizens. I mean, this latest amnesty move, it's illegal, first of all, and it's utterly disgusting because it's done at a time right now when Americans are horrified by the circumstances of the rape and the murder of a mom of 5, the violent rape at knife point of a 13-year-old girl in Queens. I mean, both of these have been committed by illegal immigrants brought in by Biden and the Democrats who are allowing it to continue. I mean, think about this. Polling has shown there's over 60% of Americans that want mass deportation. I agree with them. When moms and daughters and children are being slaughtered by illegal immigrant criminals, we have over 110,000 Americans that are dead as a result of fentanyl coming in over our border. And surely we have terrorist cells that are operating in our country, and all because Biden has blown up our borders from day one.
Well, these immigrants, these migrants, the people the ones that commit crimes, even if they're minor crimes or whatever, I think those are the ones you get rid of first. I mean, you can't deport 9 million people at the same time. Let's at least get rid of the criminals.
Yeah, set your priorities.
I mean, we don't want the criminals here. Send them to Zambia or something. I mean, I don't care where we send them, but get them out of New York. Get them out of the United States of America. They don't belong here.
I have firsthand experience with this. So I was mayor of the city of Irving, Texas. Irving, Texas, 92nd largest city in the country, about 250,000 people. Most diverse zip code in the country. Now, when I was mayor, when I was in the city council, we had a program that we worked very well with immigration and customs enforcement. And when we stopped people who were committing a crime in our city, if they could not prove their citizenship, we detained them. We contacted ICE. ICE came and interviewed them. And if they were found to be in our country illegally, guess what? They were deported. We had more deportations per capita in my city than any other city in the country. And we were called everything under the sun. Negative. New York Times did an article about us. We were racist. We were bigots. We were haters. But here's what we found. Crime plummeted. We became the 5th safest city in the country. And even though all of these news agencies threatened that we were going to have people move out, businesses were going to leave, we became one of the fastest growing communities in the country, both economically and population-wise. Because guess what? Businesses and people want to live in a community where laws are enforced, people feel safe, and they can thrive.
Civilized people want a civilized city. And if it can't be civilized and it's being caused by our politicians, the heck with them. Former Deputy Mayor Rudy Washington, what say you?
Yes, Congresswoman. You know what my greatest fear is, having lived through 9/11 and being there?
Tell me.
China has stood up an army in our country. They have stood up an army in our country.
30,000 have come in.
Exactly. And rest assured, you don't leave China unless Xi Jinping allows it. All right? So my greatest fear is, what are they going to do here? And if you don't think the Iranians haven't put people in place and the Russians haven't put people in place, we're kidding ourselves. And lastly, what I want to say is this notion, President Obama said it first. He says we're no longer a Christian nation, which almost fell off my chair. The foundation of America is the Judeo-Christian values. And if you throw it out the window, all you have is chaos. And what the Democrats are doing now is moving us further and further away from what made this country great. And that was God, faith, and family. And they're moving us away from it, and it's not going to work.
Civilization,
John.
Congresswoman?
Agree with you. Yeah, no, I agree with you 1,000%. I mean, we're losing our values of what makes us such an amazing country. I mean, the fact that our values, American history, is not really even taught in our schools today, and what they're learning on college campuses across the country is basically to hate America and to think that if you live here, if you were born here, that we're all racist.
And Congresswoman, you know what people don't understand? We became the greatest nation on the face of the earth in less than 200 years. When you look at how old Europe is, how old Japan and Russia, all these other countries, they're thousands of years old. And here we come up, and we're less than 200 years, and we're the number one power in the country, in the world, and we're throwing it away. I just don't. I don't know what's the matter with the Democrats. I really don't. I think there's just an evil spirit hovering over Washington, D.C. It just doesn't make any sense at all what they're doing to the country.
It's all about power. It's all about power. I mean, all this chaos, the destruction, the death that's been inflicted on America on purpose by Biden and Democrats, it's because they see mass illegal immigration, no matter the cost, as their way to hold on to power.
And they'll throw away the country?
You've heard these elected representatives. You've heard the representatives say it. We need to allow more people in here illegally so that we can keep populations in our districts so that we don't lose blue seats. It's all about power, and they either are ignorant to the cost or they don't care.
Yeah. And just like you said, the costs are so great on this country. I mean, not just for this generation, but generations to come. As John was talking about, all the illegal migrants that are in this country. You can't how are you going to track down 11 to maybe 20 million? It's enormous. Congresswoman, thank you.
But you start.
Yeah. At least, you're right.
Criminal illegals.
Yeah. You got to have the will to start from the White House. Yep.
Well, and when Trump gets elected in November, you'll start seeing it happen. And that's the will of over 60% of Americans, is they want to see that happen. And God love it, maybe those 60% are going to come out and they're going to vote for Trump.
Yeah, and he said he'll do it on day one. Congresswoman, thank you. We love having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ray. It's great being on.
Thank you so much.
This is Greg Kelly for Priority Gold. What does it mean to be America's precious metals dealer? It means that you're in touch with the hearts and minds of those who love this country, value our freedom, and want to protect the future. Priority Gold is that precious metals dealer. They've helped thousands of Americans back their retirement with solid gold and silver. Call Priority Gold at 888-506-6439. Receive free shipping, free storage, a free investment guide, and one of the best purchase experiences in the industry. Call now or go to PriorityGold.com.